So once again, I've not been able to go on a trip into REDHOUSE. I was up in the Lake District this morning and I've driven down today from holiday, and I've just got to the entrance now to try and meet the two groups that are in. There's one team of 4 who are doing some filming. Well, actually, no, they're doing some photography and trying to get some really good photos in the Mindless Optimism area and Cryogenic Causeway, and I think they might be going to we're off to see the Wizard. And they're all 4 that haven't ever been in the cave at all before. And then there's a team of 5 who are going back to the White Forest and getting to the restriction at the end of the passage to try and open it up to be able to get through into New Passage that they could see last weekend. And then they've got about 150 metres, if they can make it, towards Simonjat Swallet. So I look forward to hearing how they've got on when they finally emerge.
Hello, it's Joe, Bartek, Paulina and Dave.
Oh, I'm Ian. I'm the film crew.
Oh.
Have you had a good trip?
Yeah, until the last bit. They're coming out.
Yeah. That's hard work, that entrance series.
Oh yeah.
Is that your first trip in there, Joe?
It is. Not afraid.
Hopefully not your last.
I'll come again when they find another entrance.
Alright, well done. Did you achieve your mission then? Did you manage to get some photographs?
I think so, yeah. We've got loads in Cryogenic Causeway.
So, did any sign of the others? Did you hear them or see them?
No, their gear was still, just before it starts to get nasty, their gear was still there.
Right.
I think a couple of drinks and some bits they
Yeah.
dropped, so.
I completely admire the guys that are being able to do it more than once a year.
Oh, well,
It's
there's
very committing trip.
Tim and Dan have done this. This is their 5th or 6th trip in a row.
Yeah.
I think it's 6 in a row.
We went in and we thought, oh, the entrance series aren't that bad. On the way out, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Because you're so drained of energy.
Yeah.
It's really difficult towards the end.
Yeah, yeah, I know all about it.
Wow.
Well done. Tell me how you got on with the photography.
I've got a few snaps.
Got a few snaps, good.
Yeah, not sure how they're going to come out,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see.
How are you doing your photos? Are you doing it with flash or you light painting?
All
or
with the flashes, all with the
okay,
flash guns.
with slaves and stuff?
Wireless slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we, Bartek wasn't sure how much gear to take, so he took 4 flash guns just to give us enough for a
Yeah.
bigger passage. And we used it for only once. I think 3 were enough.
In the
In
big
the-
When you're in like Mindless
to
Optimism
the-
and Easter Island and the yeah.
But I could feel how the guys felt when they went in open, like they dug through places. They had to spend hours digging, but then they were able to just walk through passages.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of it
oh.
was then just wide open.
It even being
Yeah.
not the first one, I could feel the emotions you
Yeah.
must have
Yeah.
when going through wide open passage.
Yeah. Right, well I'll let you get off and get some dry clothes
How
on.
long do you reckon before the other's going to come on?
Ooh, well, it depends what they found. I mean, their call out is 11, but I know what they're like. They'll take it up to the
They're
wire.
really gonna push it,
If
are
they've suddenly got within shouting distance of Simonjat Swallet, they'll be trying to dig their way through.
Hey Ian, alright?
Hi Dan. Has it been a good trip?
Yep.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, let's do behind me. Go up first.
So this is Dan coming up. He's been underground for just over 12 hours, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, probably about that.
Did you manage to break through?
Well, we thought we might have a pipe for Saracens at lunchtime. But not quite. Fortunately. But we are very close to making the Wye Valley exit a reality.
Wow. Oh, I look forward to hearing all about it.
Let me get out first. Oh God.
And you'll be glad to know I've got some hot chocolate.
Hey. Well, I'm boiling today. I've got too much on. Waiting for a new wetsuit.
There you go, mate.
Thank you. And when we dropped down the Constellation Rift climb, we Pete said, well, you might as well go on. Well, we surveyed a little bit, we hadn't surveyed last week. So we went on with the drill and the caps, because, you know, we thought, well, he can go and do that while we're finished off the surveying. And yeah, basically, well, by the time we surveyed a few little bypass passages and a few little offshoots, which nothing really went very far, but a few nice little bits. Pete had basically done the capping. He'd done about 4 or 5 drill holes and caps, and he'd made it big enough to squeeze through. He'd basically just sort of squeeze through and squeeze back.
Yeah.
So then we all went through. It's still a bit snug, but it's achievable for most average sized cavers. Yeah, and it's like a howling gale out of there. So we're trying to think what to call it. Maybe the tornado tube or something like that. It's amazing, the draft coming out of it. And then you break into another big passage. It basically goes big, like lovely gowpools in the floor.
Yeah.
So we went on probably. Well, we thought we'd just survey to that, so we thought we'd just have a bit of fun, just exploring. We went on probably about 30-40 metres, and then on the left, there was a stream inlet coming in out of the roof. You can see a passage probably.
Didn't see any dye.
No, we were looking for dye.
Because Paul put
Paul
dye
did,
in
yeah.
at
Yeah, I
about
heard he did, but-
12:15 at Simmerjack Swallet, but no sign of that.
But we didn't see the dye, but we definitely saw the water coming in.
Right.
But there's no dye. And it's probably,
What time were you there then?
oh God, about 2 o'clock, I guess.
Right. So, well, depending on how fast it was, but
Yeah.
you would have passed that back on the way back.
We passed a few times we did the
So,
survey, so we didn't see
yeah,
anything really. Unless
yeah.
it's really faint. But yeah, you know, it looks like, unfortunately, it's like about a 6-7 metre climb up, and there is, you know, you can see it sort of coming down a little rift, which looks human size. It's just getting up to it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
But that could easily be potentially an inlet from the surface.
Yeah.
But then there was still massive going on, so we went on a bit, and then we probably another 30 or 40 metres, and we came to a massive hole in the floor.
Right.
I thought, oh bugger, we're not going to get that's going to stop the day. But then there was a bit of a ledge on the right, and Pete went to get the crowbar, which we had down there, and he was just going to sort of flatten off the muddy ridge, just to make it possible for us to get across. And by the time we did the survey, he just got across, and it made it. Yeah, it was a nice step. Then it was actually relatively easy. But this pitch going down, it's taken a bit of water. The stream inlet was coming in. We were following that stream, and that was going down.
How far does that go down?
And that was probably another 8-10 metres, and it looked like there was a passage going off at the bottom. So
Right.
that's got to be rigged at some point. But we went across the top, and it was still big going across the top. Again, how far do we go then? There was another about 10-20 metres. There was a left turn I went down there for about 20-30 metres again. That's like a little streamway which might join up with the other one. I don't really know. I kind of just left it because I was just exploring on my own then. But like sort of stooping streamway passage, really nice and pretty. So we went back to the main passage and just carried on there. For another, I don't know, it felt like 100 metres, maybe not quite that much. We'll find out when we do the survey. We actually found another pitch going down, another hole in the floor, and that was about another 8 metres. I think we did a display down there.
Right.
And then it was sort of going up, and then it sort of closed down, and it felt like, actually just above the hole in the pitch was a lovely bedding plane with loads of straws in, but obviously we can't get through there. There's loads of straws, and we're still picking up the draft around there. So off to the right, we sort of went up another little bedding plane sort of crawl, and we got to the end there, and then it kind of just closed down. But it just kind of felt like you were sort of near the surface. It was like coming through an inlet. Tiff sort of pushed up as far as she could, but
Had you been gaining height then at this point?
not really. No. But
Because we've still got
we
about
saw
30 metres
yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
to gain up, haven't
So
we?
it could easily be coming out into the hillside, but we did see some some flies, some
Oh,
dead ones. They weren't flying around, but there's like dead flies, dead mozzies,
all right.
a dead snail. We found some bones.
Oh.
So obviously, we are close to something
Yeah,
there.
that is exciting.
That shows it. I think we've got to be close. There's no.
Yeah.
Pete swore he heard a crow at one point. We weren't convinced. But so it was really
Yeah. All right.
brilliant. I was like, this is.
So is it at the end? Is it like sort of ongoing, or is it going to be diggable?
It's like a flat out bedding crawl.
Yeah.
It might be diggable, but it's going to be hard work there. So I think we really need to sort out where it is. I mean, there's still a couple of open leads, as I said,
Yeah.
the pitches and this one when I
Yeah.
went down. They've got to be checked out. And at the end as well, there's a bit of a rift going off. It was like, oh, I really can't be bothered to try and squeeze it, but maybe if you're keen and fit, you might be able to squeeze along it a bit. I don't know if it opened up. So yeah, basically, you know, our plans for the day, or our hopes for the day, were to get through the little hole last week, and make westerly progress by about 100 or 200 metres, which we did. So it's amazing, really.
I'll tell you, Ian, it's a bloody long way to the end now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just insane.
Well, I've been talking to Dan, and it sounds like you're nearly through.
Well, 350 metres odd surveyed today.
How much of that is from the end of the passage?
I would say between 250 and 300.
Wow. That must be nearly coming out of the cliffs then.
You've got to see the survey, it's amazing.
Oh. Well done.
Dan and I calculated, in the last 6 weeks we've spent 72 hours, 3 days of our life down there.
I suppose at the moment you don't know how it relates to the surface, obviously, but you've seen the trend of it. Is it basically straight line from where
Pretty
it
well
was?
west.
Right. Okay.
So north, it doesn't really go beyond where the Chocolate River goes.
So do you think it might be bypassing Somerset?
Yeah, I think it's between Somerset, Swallow,
and
between Big Sink Valley,
yeah.
Dig.
Yeah.
I think it's, well, I hope it's well under the forestry track now.
Yeah.
And did Dad tell you that we've had 2 pictures?
Yeah. Yeah. Going down.
One of them looks gorgeous.
About
You know,
8
flow
metres.
stone all the down.
All
yeah.
right. Okay. Fantastic. So is that like the next mission, do you think, or is it digging at the far end? Well, see what the survey says, really, isn't it? Harder than last week, Tiff. You went a bit further this week.
Well done, Tiff. I didn't slow you down.
That's a long way, isn't it? Well, it's what it's really like, isn't it? And that's the thing for people to appreciate. To get to the far end of this now and back, it'll be a lot easier when we do break through, because we'd only have to go the one way. But
Dan said to you we found some mosquitoes.
yeah, and he said a
And
snail
snail,
shell.
yeah.
That is so like close then, isn't it? Because you know that's like meters, really, isn't it?
So,
to get that close.
I think we need to radiolocate it now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if we can radiolocate it and find out it's X meters and, you know, vertically
Well, as soon
and
as
horizontally.
you put that survey onto Google Earth tonight,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be like, is it popping out wherever? It's like, we'll have to go and do a surface dig tomorrow.
I do.
We'll be pickaxes.
I've got 2 words for that. The second one's off. I'm
Well,
sure you can guess
I'm
the
good and
first.
fresh. I'll be up for it.
Well,
I've just spent the day driving down the motorway.
Last week when I had a walk with Craig, looking down the valley for entrances, I couldn't walk back up again.
I won't be able to walk up the bloody stairs.
Actually, whilst you're down there, can you close the lid and lock the gate?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, well, this is because it's your first trip of the year, Pete. You're not Red House fit, yeah?
Yeah, you're not ready. It's the longest trip I've done for months. Bloody knackered.
I think it guards,
If they
it
want
guards
to,
itself with
good
the
luck to
entrance
them.
series, doesn't it? It's like they've got to be a hardcore caver just to do the first 50
The
metres.
entrance series is all right going in. It's when you come out from bloody 10 hours out the other side.
Is that all it was? Feels like more than that.
No, it was 12 hours you were down there. Over 12 hours.
Yeah, 12 and a half-ish.
There you go, mate.
Thank you. Good day, that.
Yeah, nice to be back in there.
Yeah.
It's good, that extension, wasn't it?
Those 2 pictures.
Oh,
And that inlet.
well,
that
the
you
passage
didn't-
size was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, it was big. New cave. After that squeeze, you throw into a big gallery chamber, and then, you know, cross a couple of muddy bits, and then there's a new inlet coming in and the stream going down, and there's a pitch down there with a sketchy traverse around it.
Yeah, the traverse is very interesting. Hopefully you've got some
Yeah,
good
Dan
videos
said
there.
about that. All right, you got video of it. That's
Well,
good.
Pete, bless him, he carved a route through, didn't
I
he?
cut a route
Yeah.
through. I will be honest, it's one of the scariest digs I've done.
Does it
I've
need
dug through-
a traverse route?
It,
sort
it
of
could
thing?
do with it really. I mean, I've cut a ledge in, but like digging through boulders, you're kind of aware that they're loose and everything else. But when you're sort of just digging a ledge and everything you're doing is kind of pushing like that, and there's a big hole down there, you feel very exposed. But,
Right, shall we get changed
Yeah,
and have
you
a pint?
guys get off.
Are you all right with putting these away?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.